Ever pondered about the laws that govern not just our physical world, but also our inner selves? Well, the universe is a vast, intriguing place, filled with mysteries and wonders beyond our comprehension. And within this grand cosmos, there exist 12 fundamental laws that dictate everything, from the seemingly mundane to the profound aspects of our lives. These laws, known as the 12 laws of the universe, are not just theories or philosophical concepts. They're the very principles that shape our existence, our experiences, and the world around us. These laws interplay in our lives, subtly guiding our paths and influencing our decisions. Understanding these laws can provide a deeper insight into our purpose, our desires, and our spiritual journey. Just imagine having the knowledge to navigate life's complexities with ease and grace. Intriguing, isn't it? Dive into this fascinating journey as we unravel each law one by one. First off, we confront the law of divine oneness. This law is the cornerstone of universal laws, emphasizing that everything in the cosmos is interconnected. It's a vast tapestry where every thread is woven together, forming a cosmic design. Consider how your thoughts, actions, and emotions ripple outwards, affecting not just your immediate surroundings, but the whole universe. It's like throwing a pebble into a still pond. The ripples created by that one small pebble can touch the farthest edge of the pond. Similarly, when a butterfly flaps its wings, it can stir up winds on the other side of the world. This is known as the butterfly effect, illustrating the power of the law of divine oneness. Your every thought and action, no matter how insignificant it may seem, has an impact on the universal plane. Understanding this law is the key to realizing that we are all one, linked by the universal energy. Next, let's explore the law of vibration. This principle tells us that everything in the universe, from the largest star to the smallest particle, is in a constant state of vibration. Everything, including our thoughts and emotions, carries its own unique vibrational frequency. Imagine a pebble dropped into a still pond. The ripples it creates are like the vibrations our thoughts and feelings emit, radiating out into the universe. If you've ever walked into a room and could instantly feel tension, even without a word spoken, you've experienced this law in action. Negative thoughts and emotions create a low frequency, while positive ones resonate at a higher frequency. The beauty of this law is that we have the power to change our own vibrational frequency. By consciously choosing positive thoughts and emotions, we can shift our energy and attract more of what we want into our lives. This law teaches us that aligning our vibrations with what we desire can bring about profound changes. Moving forward, we encounter the law of correspondence. This intriguing law holds that our outer world is but a mirror of our inner world. Think of it this way. If you're harboring bitterness within, you'll likely encounter situations that reinforce this bitterness externally. It's the universe's way of reflecting your internal state. Let's consider an example. Imagine you're feeling an overwhelming sense of peace and love. According to the law of correspondence, you'll start to notice more peaceful and loving scenarios unfolding in your life. The universe is matching your internal vibration. This law isn't just spiritual mumbo-jumbo, it's backed by scientific principles too. It's the same concept as the law of attraction, which suggests that like attracts like. So, what's the takeaway? The law of correspondence encourages us to delve within and address our internal state. By altering our thoughts and feelings, we can directly influence our external reality. This law reminds us that changing our internal state can alter our external reality. Now, let's delve into the well-known law of attraction. This universal law is all about our ability to attract into our lives whatever we are focusing on. It suggests that our thoughts and feelings create a frequency and, like a magnet, we draw experiences and individuals that match this frequency. Imagine your mind as a powerful broadcast tower transmitting signals into the universe. If you're sending out thoughts of abundance, love, and positivity, that's what you're likely to attract back. But if you're broadcasting fear, negativity, or doubt, well, you're just as likely to draw those experiences into your life. The law of attraction doesn't discern between good or bad thoughts. It simply responds to the frequency you're transmitting. So if you want to attract positivity, ensure your thoughts and feelings align with what you desire. Remember, you have the power to shape your reality. The law of attraction affirms that what we think, we create. Next up is the law of inspired action. This law holds that while the universe is a potent force that can bring about our desires, it requires our participation. It's not enough to simply wish for something, we must also act. Let's consider a painter who dreams of showcasing his work in a gallery. He can visualize it, feel the joy of people admiring his art, but if he fails to pick up his paintbrush and create, the universe cannot help him. His action, the act of painting, is a vital piece of the puzzle. Similarly, a woman who yearns for a fulfilling relationship can't just sit back and wait. She must engage with the world, meet new people, and open herself to the possibility of love. Her actions, inspired by her desire, are the catalysts that transform her dreams into reality. This law shows us that the universe supports those who take inspired actions towards their dreams. We now come to the law of perpetual transmutation of energy. This law posits that energy is in a constant state of change. It is fascinating, isn't it? Just like the water in a river, energy never remains static. It always transforms from one form to another. Let's explore this with a couple of examples. Picture a seed. It holds the potential to transform into a towering tree, given the right conditions. This is energy shifting from one form to another. Or consider your thoughts. They can be transformed into actions, which can lead to significant changes in your life. This law is powerful because it reveals an extraordinary truth. It uncovers that we have the ability to influence the course of our lives. By consciously directing our energy, we can shape our reality. This is the magic of the law of perpetual transmutation of energy. This law teaches us that we have the power to change our lives by transforming our energy. Let's now explore the law of cause and effect. This universal principle asserts that every action we take, every word we speak, every thought we harbor, sets off a chain of events, a ripple in the ocean of existence. In essence, it's the cosmic version of what goes around comes around. Let's consider a tangible example. If you plant a seed and nurture it with water and sunlight, it will eventually grow into a thriving plant. That's cause and effect in action. The cause was your decision to plant and care for the seed, and the effect is the flourishing greenery. On a more personal level, if you consistently radiate kindness and positivity, you'll likely notice these qualities reflected back at you in your interactions with others. This law reminds us that we are responsible for the events in our lives. It's a call to conscious action, inviting us to sow seeds of harmony and reap a life of fulfillment. Next, we delve into the law of compensation. This law is a beautiful testament to the balancing act of the universe. It states that the rewards we receive are directly proportional to the effort and energy we put into the world. Imagine planting a seed. If you nurture it, provide sunlight and water, it blossoms into a beautiful flower. This is the universe rewarding your efforts. But if you neglect the seed, it withers and dies. This too is the universe's compensation. The same principle applies to our actions. If we act with kindness, generosity, and honesty, the universe reciprocates with positivity. On the other hand, if we act out of malice, greed, or deceit, we attract negativity. This law encourages us to be mindful of our actions as they shape our reality. It's not about punishment or reward, but about understanding that every action has an equal reaction. This law shows us that the universe always compensates us for our actions, good or bad. Moving on, we encounter the law of relativity. This intriguing law posits that nothing in our lives has inherent value until we compare it with something else. It's not about what happens, but how we perceive what happens. Consider this. A glass of water might seem insignificant to someone with a full jug, but to a person lost in the desert, it's a treasure beyond measure. It's the same glass of water, yet its value changes drastically when compared to different circumstances. Similarly, a challenging situation might feel overwhelming, yet when compared to a greater hardship, it might suddenly seem manageable. This is the law of relativity in action. subtly reminding us that our perspective molds our reality. Our experiences, emotions, and reactions are all relative to something else. By consciously choosing our frame of reference, we can shift our perspective and redefine our reality. This law teaches us that everything is relative and our perspective determines our reality. Next up, the law of polarity. This law states that everything in the universe has an opposite. Think about it, there's hot and cold, up and down, light and dark, good and evil. But what's interesting about this law is the realization that these opposites are simply different expressions of the same thing. They're two sides of the same coin, if you will. Take temperature, for example. Hot and cold are not separate entities. They're just varying degrees of the same thing, heat. Similarly, light and dark are varying degrees of illumination. This law applies to our emotions and experiences too. Joy and sorrow, love and hate, fear and courage, they're all part of the same spectrum of human experience. Understanding this law can help us navigate the ups and downs of life with greater ease. We can appreciate that every low brings with it the potential for a high. This law shows us that opposites are different aspects of the same thing. We now come to the law of rhythm. This law asserts that everything in the universe has a natural cycle. The tides flow in and out, day turns into night, and the seasons change in a perpetual dance of transformation. This rhythm is not just observed in nature, but also in our personal lives. We experience periods of growth and stagnation, joy and sorrow, activity and rest. Think of a pendulum swinging back and forth. Even our emotions and circumstances swing between opposites, creating a rhythm, a pattern of life. Consider the rhythm of your own life. There are times when everything seems to fall into place effortlessly, and then there are moments of struggle. This is not a sign of failure, but rather an indication of the law of rhythm at work. This law reminds us that life has its ebbs and flows, and everything has a natural rhythm. Embracing this law allows us to better navigate the highs and lows of our existence. Finally, we encounter the law of gender. This profound law doesn't talk about biological sex, but rather the masculine and feminine energies that exist within us all. Each one of us possesses both these energies, regardless of our physical form. Consider the masculine energy. It's characterized by logic, action, and assertiveness. It's the driving force that compels us to pursue our goals and ambitions. Now, contrast that with the feminine energy. This energy is nurturing, intuitive, and receptive. It's the river of compassion and empathy that flows within us, allowing us to connect deeply with ourselves and others. Picture this. When you're making a decision, you use your masculine energy to analyze the situation logically, but simultaneously, your feminine energy taps into your intuition, helping you understand what feels right. This law teaches us that balancing our masculine and feminine energies can bring harmony to our lives. It's not about favoring one over the other, but rather allowing them to work in unison. As we conclude, remember that these laws are not just theories, but practical guides to live harmoniously with the universe. From the law of divine oneness, which reminds us of our interconnectedness, to the law of vibration, emphasizing our personal energy's impact, each law provides a unique roadmap to spiritual growth. The law of correspondence mirrors our inner world in the outer world, and the law of attraction draws experiences to us based on our thoughts and feelings. Inspired action, perpetual transmutation of energy, cause and effect, compensation, all these laws guide us in making conscious decisions that can transform our lives. The laws of relativity, polarity, rhythm, and gender further highlight the dynamic balance of the universe, urging us to understand and align with these natural cycles and contrasts. Harness these laws, and you can truly become the master of your own universe. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, keep exploring the universe within you.